Okay, this sounds dumb, but hear me out. I have always been a picky eater, especially when it comes to tomatoes. Ever since I was a kid, my dad would make my spaghetti different from the rest of the house. I like having an essence of the sauce flavor on the noodles, but not the overpowering flavor having noodles bathed in sauce creates. So here's where it gets a bit odd. My dad would separate my spaghetti from the family's after putting the sauce on, and then would rinse the sauce off with the sink and strainer. I love noodles like this, as it is a nice subtle tomato vibe given to the mild spaghetti. Me, 20 boyfriend, 26, has known about this since we first started dating. He always told me my food habits were cute. We have been dating for almost 3 years now and moved in together at the beginning of the pandemic so we could be in lockdown together. Ever since we moved in together, he insisted on taking charge of cooking and all cooking related tasks, dishes, grocery shopping, etc., and he assigned me the role of cleaning the bulk of the apartment. We split other tasks pretty much 50-50 too. Everything was perfect, and he always seemed so be making noodles the way I liked them when we had them. This was until last week when we last had spaghetti. We ate and everything was good, but afterwards he started teasing my saying things like, "You really like your pasta with an essence of tomato," and "How was your tomato essence, babe?" Always using finger quotes around the word essence. After a few comments, I felt something was off and asked him if he had done anything differently with tonight's noodles than he usually does, and he started laughing. When he finally stopped laughing, he told me the whole truth while smirking. He said, "I didn't do anything different than I usually do. I have never been making it the way you have requested." Apparently, the entire time we've been living together, he's just been skipping the pasta sauce on my noodles entirely. He claimed that if I didn't notice for this long, then it shouldn't matter, that he is making dinner in a way that is easier for him. I disagree entirely. I think the lying was a huge breach of trust, and so was the refusal to make dinner how I wanted. I have admittedly been acting passive aggressively to him since, but he thinks he did nothing wrong, that I'm overreacting, and that I need to let it go. AITA.
The lasagna thief. My girlfriend and I are both college students. She lives in an apartment on her own, and I live with my parents. On Sunday, my girlfriend made homemade lasagna for our date night. She made everything from scratch, including the noodles. It was really good, so after we finished, I asked if I could take lasagna home for my family to try. She said yes. When I left that night, I took the tray of lasagna with me. My girlfriend didn't walk me out, so she didn't see me take the tray. On Monday, I got a text from my girlfriend asking where her lasagna was. I told her I had taken it home for my family. She said, "I thought you were going to take some, not the whole thing. I spent most of my food budget for the week on it with the intention to eat leftovers for the rest of the week. Now I don't know what I'm going to eat." I felt bad and apologized, but pointed out that I had asked her if I could take it home, and she didn't tell me that I couldn't take the whole tray. She said it should have been obvious that I shouldn't take the whole thing since the tray was so big. To be fair to her, it was a really big tray. My family of 5 only just finished the tray yesterday after eating it for dinner both nights. But I don't think the size of the tray makes it obvious that I shouldn't take it. Monday night and last night, my girlfriend complained that she had to eat instant noodles for dinner so that she wouldn't blow her food budget. Today, she is asking me if I can buy her a sandwich since I took her leftovers for the week. It sucks that she spent her food budget on the lasagna, but I think this is her fault for not being clear that I shouldn't take the whole thing. I don't think she is justified in asking me to buy her lunch because of it. She called me an asshole for not being willing to help her out. ITA?
The milk swap. Me and two other guys share an apartment together, and we split all the bills. The only thing we don't split costs on is groceries. Everyone's in charge of buying their own food, and we don't touch whatever doesn't belong to us in the fridge. We put our names on everything, so no one gets mixed up. This issue has been going on almost a year, and I'm sick of it. One of my roommates, R, keeps stealing my food. I get home from work, and containers with my leftovers are sometimes missing. They have my name written on it. Or my stuff finishes too quick. My gallon of milk, for example. I buy almond milk because I like the taste, but it seems to finish after a week, even though I've only drank once or twice. I confronted R about this lots of times, and that's caused a lot of arguments. He outright denies it and tells me I'm crazy, even though it's so obvious. My other roommate and I carpool together because we both work the same early morning shifts around the same area, so I know it's not him. It's always after we get back home and R's already left for work that I notice my food's gone. My roommates also had a similar problem, but not as often as I do. I'm guessing 'cause R doesn't like what he buys. The funny thing is, R buys a lot for himself and is even more stingy about his food. He will literally point out what's his when he comes back from grocery shopping and tells us not to touch it. Last week, my milk was nearly empty again and I got fed up. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk. I drank what was left of my almond milk and refilled the gallon with the one I bought. This was to prove R is the one stealing, since he's lactose intolerant. The NXT day, Saturday, we get back from work and R is pissed. He yelled at me that he was stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with diarrhea because of my milk. He was using it to make a shake. I only responded with, "So then you're the one who's been stealing?" He freaking exploded. Yeah, he admitted he was sometimes drinking my milk and eating my food, but he was more mad that I switched milks than the fact that he was caught. I told him I wouldn't have done that if he'd just stopped taking my stuff from the fridge, or at least told the truth instead of trying to make it seem like I was making it up. My roommate backed me up and thought it was kind of funny he got payback for stealing from us. It's a little tense. Run and my roommate told me R is trying to convince him to agree to kick me out. Little does he know we're both looking to move somewhere else together because we are sick of his shit. I told some buddies what happened, and a few think I was an asshole for that. I feel like I'm not in the wrong here. He was taking my food and not even owning up to it, and I wanted to prove it. Does that make me TA?
The entire cake AITA for accidentally eating an entire cake that my BF made? So my fiancé is an incredibly baker. I've always said that he should start his own bakery, but he's always resisted the idea. Anyways, I'm going on 4 months pregnant, and what he makes is like a magnet to my mouth, LOL. As all my pregnant and non-pregnant gals know that cravings hit you really hard when you're building a baby. It's all really good, but the cravings are starting to get worse. Because he rarely bakes now because he's busier with work. His niece's 6th birthday is coming up, and he took time to bake a caterpillar cake for her, and it looked amazing. I asked him if he had time to make another one so we could have it to ourselves, and he agreed. It turned out really, really well. I think he had like 2 slices, then told me to help myself to however much I'd like. He was away for work for much of today, and after he left, I went to the fridge and took a slice for myself. It was so good, I kept going back for more and more. Eventually, before I knew it, the cake had disappeared entirely, LOL. I was sitting there with the spoon in hand, and I kind of snapped out of a fog and realized what I had done. I did not mean to do that at all. I texted him what had happened and told him I might have had a lot of the cake, and he said it's all good. But when he got home, he saw that the cake was gone, and he got really mad that I didn't leave a slice for him. Like, yelling and raising voice kind of mad. I mean, I don't know what he expected because I told him, and he even said I could have as much as I'd like. I don't get why he's so mad. He's so good at it, so he could simply take an hour out of his day instead of sitting on his ass and gaming and make another one. He got even madder when he saw that I took a small slice out of the other cake. Like it was a tiny slice. Admittedly, I screwed up and I couldn't help myself. But I don't. Nothing to get this worked up over. I also didn't like that he yelled. Because it was stressing me out, and stress for pregnant women is bad, and I'm trying to avoid it. I couldn't help it. I started crying, and he took this as me trying to manipulate him, but I totally couldn't help it. It just ended up making him madder. I tried to keep the peace by apologizing, but he ignored me and went for a jog, hasn't come back since. I did screw up, but I don't think it's worth this kind of reaction and conflict. It's really upsetting.
ATIA, for refusing to share my meal with my sister after she insisted she did not want me to order any food for her. I was getting delivery pasta for myself. I asked her if she wanted any, as opposed to cooking herself something. I have plenty of food at home, and she is free to use any ingredients in my fridge and cupboards. She said, no thanks. I insisted that once I ordered food, it would be too late for her to have a last-minute craving. She insisted she did not want any pasta. I said okay, and ordered for myself. For context, I am a big man and I eat a lot. I got 2 servings of pasta carbonara and 1 serving of garlic bread, but it is all for me. I did not buy extra, knowing she'd want some eventually, as my sister came to assert. I got 2 plates of pasta for me alone. Anyway, the food arrives, I start unpacking my pasta, she looks over my shoulder and comments, "It looks appetizing after all." I remind her that it's all for me, and this woman, I swear, she tells me that there's 2 plates, 2 people in the house, so naturally we should have 1 plate each, and she just grabs one for herself. And when I snatched the plate back, she dared to act all offended and shocked. I repeated again, both plates are for me, because I need 2 plates to be full. She starts berating me, calling me selfish, asking how I can in good conscience keep 2 full plates for myself and leave nothing at all for her. I repeated that if she wanted food, she should have told me while I was ordering. I would have happily added her order on top of my 2 plates, so I could have my full meal and she could have hers. I would have paid for her meal, no questions asked. Instead, she insisted up and down that she did not want any food from DoorDash, so I ordered my order and nothing for her. So these 2 plates are mine to eat, period. She finally admitted that okay, it was wrong of her to reject my offer to buy whatever her order might have been, and she apologized, and I was ready to be done with this, but she immediately followed it with, "Welp, there's no helping it now, is there? We're not changing the past. So, since we both want food and there's 2 plates, we're getting 1 plate each, yeah?" Which annoyed me even more than if she didn't give me a performative, I was wrong. So why, big boy, pretend apology before hitting me with, "Anyway, let's compromise by me having my way uncontested, and you bending over and obeying me at your own detriment for no upsides whatsoever." I put my foot down and said, "No, it's final, both plates are mine. You can boil a pot of water and make yourself pasta if you're in a pasta mood. There's dry pasta in the cupboard." I took all the food into my bedroom and locked the door and ignored her trying to talk to me through the door until after I finished eating. She eventually made herself instant ramen instead. She hasn't stopped complaining and blaming me all day. AITA, eat it, since it seems to be the one point people focus on. I do not eat exclusively pasta and garlic bread. Just because I ordered pasta and garlic bread this one time does not mean that it's the only meal I ever ingest. Several comments expressed worry about my health. Several other gave me unwanted advice, like introducing meat and veggies to my diet, telling me about the consequences of too much carbs, etc. Please do use your brain and figure out that because I have a cheat meal once does not mean that my daily diet is composed exclusively of pasta and bread. One commenter bet that I am extremely overweight. I am 6'4" and 196 pounds. I am very physically active. I absolutely love cooking and eating vegetables. My usual meal is much closer to meat, rice and vegetables, than pasta and bread. The fact I ate pasta and bread once does not automatically mean that it is the only thing I ever eat, plea. Edit 2. I love my sister. I will not go no contact with her. I won't ban her from my home. I won't stop loving her because she is annoying and entitled sometimes. She is my little sister, and for how annoying she can be, I love her and my door will always be open for her. I just vented some frustration. Please cool it down with the comments telling me to cut her out of my life, please. And most importantly, stop with the casually misogynistic sentiments. I do not blame my sister being a little brat on her gender. I blame it on her personality, and I love her regardless. So tone down the "that's just how women are." Women, am I right? Comments, please.